back up. Sorry if I can't, or I don't respond to everything right away. I still have to load up a few things. Okay, oh, awesome. Hey, what's up, Cyclops? How's it going? Sorry, I've been having a few sound issues today. Well, more than that, honestly, but the sound is pretty much the majority of the reason why I'm having the issues. But yeah. So KILLSTREAK is actually ready for us because of since we had all of the yeah.
Let's get him in here.
So it kind of works out. I hope you guys are well. All right, let me go ahead and call KILLSTREAK. Oh, I did it wrong. I totally did it wrong. I do this wrong all the time. My bad. I need to add him, not call him. Sorry, Caps. How's it going?
Is there a KILLSTREAK?
Oh, sound?
Hello?
Oh, there we go. Perfect.
So, let me go ahead and switch my mic because I want to give you some good audio here. Is it the output device?
Yeah, I think or no, input. It would be input, yeah.
It'll be input? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, this, unfortunately, everyone, this won't be the most professional one because I've been having some issues with the audio.
Check.
But, oh, perfect.
Good audio.
You hear me?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Awesome. Let me turn, just
Go ahead and pull up this.
There we go.
So you said you've been having some audio issues?
Yeah, well, it's a huge thing. So I have a program that prevents my like background noise from being able to filter into the microphone that I have because I unfortunately bought a condenser mic. But unfortunately, like today it's been I don't know if it's causing issues or what. Like it was causing lag apparently earlier, so I'm just turning it off. So unfortunately you might hear some background noise. I'm gonna try to mitigate it as much as possible though.
That's fine. That's fine.
But yeah, hey, how's it going, KILLSTREAK? I think last time I played you was in tournament. Actually, you like whooped my ass from what I remember the first time. I don't remember if, was Delia's dance out then?
Yeah, I believe so. I believe so. I don't remember which tournament it was. I know it was hosted by Nexus for sure.
Yeah.
I forgot which week it was.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it was the week that I won or the week I took third. Because I've only entered 2 of them.
Oh, okay. Okay. That makes sense. Okay. I honestly don't remember. I just remember I think you knocked me out, if I remember correctly. I think you did. I don't remember for sure. I just remember seeing Delia's dance, and I was like, what am I supposed to do
Yeah.
about this?
Yeah, it's a tough move to beat, definitely.
Yeah. You basically have to just read your opponent's tendencies, right? Is that really the only way?
To beat it,
Yeah.
honestly, it's a whole mind game to like, because the meter burn version is just so good on pushback that it kind of resets the neutral
Yeah.
and allows Jade to replay her game. And that's the mind game of it, if the person is going to let the meter burn version rock or not, because the regular version of it is punishable. If you know it's coming,
Yeah.
you could punish it. And that's when the mind game is set in. Are they going to let it rock? Are they going to let the regular version go? Because if they let the regular version go and your opponent is thinking they're going to let that meter burn version rock, the Jade gets their turn back.
Yeah. You basically get conditioned to block for long periods of time.
Yes.
And then that doesn't even talk about the 50-50s, right? Because like technically you have I don't know why you'd want to do the unsafe overhead, I guess, but you could still kind of play a mind game with that, right?
Yeah, you can make the overhead safe with Dahlia's dance. It is fuzzyable though. It is very fuzzyable, but people don't ever see the low coming, They're more concerned about getting overhead launched.
Oh, okay. So, and then that just resets that or how plus is Delia's dance on hit? Like how, like, is it extreme? I've actually never labbed it now that I think about it.
I want to say it's +7. And let me pull up the game right now so I can,
Okay.
if we want to talk about frame data, we can talk about the frame data. I have it right here so I can see. You're live right now, right?
Yes.
Okay, hold on. Let me go ahead and give you a host here.
Oh, thank you for the host. So Rex, I've been kind of going back to you, Rex, because I know you also play Jade. Were you just weren't a fan of Delia's dance though, from what I remember?
Still not. I think it's a very cheap move. To me, it basically allows anyone to pick up Jade and be successful. And I had to struggle with the 3 turn variations. Well, first was 2, then the third one came out, which really did nothing. But I felt it made Jade easier to play for sure. But that just means, my opinion, more scrubs can come in and just throw air risen rings and Delia's dance and think they're good. That's my problem with it.
I kind of share that same feeling with you, Rex, when Katana had razors. I think those moves, they're kind of similar to me. Razors and Delia's dance. They kind of reset, well, they don't reset neutral, or Katana's razors doesn't, but it's kind of like, okay, well, I can do it, and I can make it safe. So like if it hits them, I'm still plus. If it doesn't hit them, I'm safe. And that's kind of like how I felt with razors, because razors, you literally didn't have to hit confirm. Like, it was like, I don't know how to put it. Like, it made Katana good, but for all the wrong reasons. Like, you could just do back 1-4 razors, and if it hit, you were plus, so it was your turn again. If it didn't hit, you might be plus, so it might be your turn again. So it was like, you literally did not have to hit confirm, So I like totally share that feeling that you have with Delia's dance. But it's also one of those things where, kind of going back to Killstreak, like, I mean, if it works, yeah. So it's like, it's a rock and a hard place, huh?
Yeah. To answer your question, Delia's dance is 8 frames hit advantage, both amped and non-amped.
Okay. That's pretty good. For the range that you'd be at, right? Wouldn't that make her? That would make her back one. What? How fast are back ones? What? 11 frames would be 3 frames.
Her I have the
or back 3. Sorry.
Right here. Her back 3.
Yeah.
Let's see.
11 frame startup.
Yeah, so it'd be
back 3 is an 11 frame startup.
Okay. Yeah, so you could frame trap them with back 3 after it being on hit. That's pretty good. That's really good. That basically makes you to where you can jail mids until your opponent guesses right, from what I'm understanding. So
Well, most times, people will try and jump out of it, and it doesn't, like jump at your own risk, but it kind of messes Jade's back 3 combo starter up. It just whiffs, and
oh, okay.
it's tough to make somebody stay put. So whenever I think somebody's gonna jump, I would usually just down 1 check, to have them stay put, or if they're trying to jump, if I'm too late on my down 1, it usually just catches them, and I could get a juggle off of that.
Okay. Okay.
Because Delia's Dance is +8 on hit.
Okay.
So in most cases, if I do get hit confirmed from the back 3 combo, I would go for the Razor Ring, because that's plus the amplified Razor Ring. That's +10 on hit. So you get a better jail
more hit, yeah.
off of that.
Okay. What's kind of your opinion on that kill streak, like the hit advantage? Did you play MKX at all, or MK9?
Yes, I did. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I played both of them.
Yeah, what's your opinion on the difference? The hit advantage is just like okay, in my opinion, the hit advantage is just not there. It's like it feels atrocious in this game.
For in general.
Yeah, in general, yeah.
You can definitely tell a difference with certain moves. Even I think there's only one move where I can say you could like feel it. You could still feel you get hit advantage, and I would say that's Cetrion's wall, her rock wall.
Oh, okay.
You get a lot of hit advantage off of that. Compared to like the older Mortal Kombat's MK9 and MKX, I would say the hit advantage in MK11 is kind of watered down.
Yeah.
I don't know why NRS took that route with MK11. I see that they're trying to tone down a lot of things as far as like making the game easier to pick up for casuals, for people who play casually.
Okay.
So I feel like a lot of things have been watered down for MK11 compared to MKX and MK9, where you would get crazy combos, crazy hit advantages, resets, lockdown corners, mix-ups. It's all of that is kind of just almost non-existent in MK11. It's very different from the past variations of the game.
Okay. Well, what do you think about that? What would you say? Because me and Rex kind of talked about this last talk time. How he was saying like he kind of doesn't see some of the issues in this game just because, and please correct me, Rex, if I'm misquoting you, but just because like he started playing this game first, so the games that we played, when we say, oh, we don't like wake up attacks, or oh, we don't like the lack of hit advantage or whatever, he doesn't see it. But you having played the other games, like what do you kind of think about that?
I think that it isn't fair to the competitive scene.
Okay.
But I understand why NetherRealm has done that. They want to, draw in more competition, more people playing their game, and they have successfully done that. They've been voted back to back, I think, fighting game of the year.
Yeah. Okay.
So, I think as a person who likes competing or has been in the competitive scene, I think it's a little unfair to us, but I understand. I understand why they did it.
Okay. So,
I'm sorry to interrupt.
Oh, go ahead.
My question would be, it's like someone who came in, basically trying to play really competitive on MK11, like, you guys have like a certain standard of a fighting game, but to me, it's like who made the rules? Like who said, "Hey, this is how it should be"? Like to me, I
And
don't see like a bible of fighting games. Yeah, I
yeah,
don't know the standard.
you're right. You're right on that. You know, there's no Bible to it, like you said, or set in stone rules how a fighting game should be. But that's just what NRS has been delivering us for these past generation of games. So when Mortal Kombat 11 came out and we got that, we're not used to that. We're not used to having it being for like more casual play or people who haven't played Mortal Kombat being able to just jump in and pick up the game quick. We're not used to that.
So the
But
grind is something that you guys miss from MK11.
yes, most definitely. There's a lot of tech in those games, and the tech compared to MK11 is nothing compared to MK9 and MKX. A lot of stuff, a lot of broke stuff. People found infinite. I mean, you get your infinites in MK11, but it wasn't compared to like MK9 with like Cabal. Like that man, that character is a maniac still. That I feel like he was the strongest character in the game. I wouldn't say infinite, but it was it was terrorizing to have to play against the Cabal and MK9 compared to like an MK11. Not so
Yeah.
terrifying.
As a newcomer to the NRS scene, whatever, it's like I hear the frustrations a lot of you senior guys who's played MKX and MK9. It's like I wish I can understand, but like most guys have frustrations. And it's like I have no basis to understand why you're so mad. Like I can see some stuff like wake up attacks or getting punished for making the right read with the breakaway system we have.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can see some stuff, but there's some other stuff I just cannot understand. Like why is everyone complaining? Because to me, MK11 is a good game. Some minor fixes, but like I just want to me, I'm personally, I want to know like what's the fundamentals you guys are missing from MKX and MK11, and understand why MK11 is such a bad game compared to some of these senior guys' eyes.
I wouldn't say MK11 is bad. It's just something that we're not used to. I think MK11 is actually a good game. They've fixed a lot of problems that we had in the past that we had to deal with. But like I said, back then it was a grind trying to overcome, those problems. That whole being in the lab every day stuff, and don't get me wrong, people still lab it up in MK11. People are still up in there, but I'm just saying compared to MK11, MKX, the stuff in there was harder to get around. MKX was definitely had some more broke stuff in there.
So you're saying, if I'm understanding you right, that you would literally spend like hours in the lab in MK9 to solve one simpler problem, not fundamentals, but like hey, this one character I need to solve. I need to spend hours trying to find a fix for that character.
Yeah, I mean fundamentals are fundamentals. They're always going to be in Mortal Kombat. I don't think the fundamentals are gone from MK11. I do think they kind of watered them down, like I said, but they're not gone.
Okay.
Yeah, I would also add to that. Well, I would add two things. So the beauty of MK11 is we don't have ridiculous offensive like I know Jackie's a thing. I know she is. I know well, I guess Liu Kang and Joker are kind of a thing, but it's not nearly as bad as it was before. Like you had like fireball cancels, what was another example? That's the only one I can think of. Yeah, like fireball cancels from like MKX,
we had fireball
Cabal
cancels. We had Rekkas, the ice clone.
Yeah.
We had mix-ups into plus frames. The acid from Alien. Oh my gosh. That was
oh my.
The
20%.
restands.
Yeah.
Let's see. We had insane zoning from like Shinnok or Sector.
Yeah, Katana had some strong zoning too.
Katana had very strong zoning, and you guys don't have to deal with having to build meter. That's another luxury that MK11 has, is that you don't have to work for your meter like how you had to do in the previous versions of the game. And it was one of those obstacles that I mean when you had to like hit the lab a little harder. How am I going to build meter off of this combo? Because that's in most cases what happened is a lot of us competitive people would build our combos around trying to get as much meter as we can out of it.
Yeah, I remember that. Like whiffing special moves to build meter.
Yeah, whiffing special moves to build meter, knowing when to use your breaker.
Yeah, that was super important. Holy, in this
Yeah.
game, like, I mean, I guess breaking to combo people is a thing, so there's that. But aside from that, you pretty much want to break almost at the, you know, well, never mind. I'm gonna forget about that. But the whole point is like you had to know when to break, because if you broke at the wrong time, you could pretty much just die for it, especially against certain characters. If they had like
'Cause
a
then
bar,
yep.
you were just done.
Yeah, because your resources were very important in those games.
Yeah. So I mean, but I don't know. Like I'm kind of like in the middle. Just kind of with MK, like MK9 MKX slash MK11, because I kind of view MK9 MKX pretty similar, and not in the sense that they're doing the same thing, but they kind of have similar concepts.
Yes, most definitely.
But the thing I like about MK11 is there isn't like crazy of like oppressive offense to where like you can't not do, like you just have to hold almost everything, you know. Like I felt like that with certain characters. Like I felt like I was on top of the world when I was playing, or I always go back to Mystic Ermac. Like I felt like I was on top of the world because if I had 2 bars, they just had to guess. Like like I had EX push, it was safe. Like they couldn't do anything. Like it literally, if they moved their finger, they were getting EX pushed. So
yeah, there's a lot of characters like that. I remember Tremor, he had a flash parry. If he had bar and he had the flash, it was, you were locked down.
yeah,
Don't press the button or you were gonna get launched
exactly.
you were gonna get launched into a setup.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, those are things like, you know, on one hand, I miss them because like I was on the side doing it, but on the other hand, I don't miss them.
Of course.
So it's, I mean, it just depends really. Like there are some things that I really wish MK11 would have kept though, like plus frames. I think that having double digit plus frames, like if I hit you, you have to make a guess after that. I think that's pretty cool, but
yeah. I feel like this game isn't MK11 isn't as rewarding as it is when you land a hit on somebody. Because even on knockdown, a knockdown is supposed to be, you know, like, yes, I knocked him down. He's gonna have to guess on my Oki, and it feels like that's not there. It's not there at all.
Yeah.
You're kind of, when somebody gets knocked down in MK11, it's actually scary because there's a lot of factors that can happen now. Rolling this way, rolling that way. What is it? The wake up 3.
Yeah.
And wake up 2, and then jumping is a wake up now. Jumping out of the corner is waking up, but pressing buttons waking up, and even the fatal blows are a wake up.
Yeah, because
there's a lot of there's a lot of good things for somebody who's knocked down that can happen. So I just feel like it's MK11 doesn't reward players on the offense that have, you know, successfully landed their hit, therefore taking a turn. And person on the floor just kind of, you know, like, okay, what am I scared for? I got all these options now.
It's actually kind of funny you mentioned that too, because the other day I was thinking about it. I think another reason why it's the games are just different, Rex, is MK11 is the first game that I can think of that in almost every situation you can make a read and possibly launch your opponent. This is the only game I can think of where you can't, like, you can literally just choose not to hold things.
So let me ask you a question quick. So you mentioned launch your opponent. Is that like something that didn't happen before, or something happened more easily back then?
So
in older games.
So before, like if I was playing Melina or Scorpion and I hit you, like let's say I was playing Scorpion and I hit you with a combo. If I landed my teleport at the end of that combo and you were restanded, I was plus 18. So the only read you were making was blocking. That was literally because in this game that can happen, but you can flawless block up to launch me on hit. So it's like this game is like much more like the more and more I think about it, it's just much more read. Like you have to make a read on almost everything. Even on knockdown, you have to make a read.
So, yeah, everywhere is a 50-50 now.
Yeah.
Is my opponent gonna jump out? And am I gonna have to? Because you're holding block on knockdown because you're expecting a wake up of some sort.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, because that's something I didn't, I never played MKX competitively at all, so I'm not used to, I guess the old way of things, obviously. So to me, it's refreshing to have options to roll out, but then I got punished and lost a match because I guessed wrong on their when they were down. So it's like, okay, I can see where everybody's getting tight about wake up system.
Yeah.
But just it's always good to hear people who've played the games before and your experiences and your ideas on it. But for me as a casual game, when I look at MKX videos, it's like I want no part of that. So that's way too much.
Too flashy, right? Yeah. Yeah.
Them tournaments back then were, whew, they were tough.
You made one wrong read and you're basically dead pretty much for the I mean, depending on the character you're playing, you're pretty much dead. So kind of getting back
and
to
that's why and that's why that game, those, sorry to interrupt you.
Oh, it's all good.
Yeah, but like that's why those fundamentals are much more of a presence in MK9 and MKX is because you would have to play footsies, because if you got hit, it was done. You're getting knocked down into the corner, getting corner carried. You only have 1 bar meter and something like that. Compared to MK11, where you don't have to make those kind of sacrifices anymore. You could kind of just go in, or you don't have to really play footsies because you have a free breakaway. You have the roll. You have all that stuff given to you already.
Yeah, the risk isn't as high in this game, it seems. The one thing I will give MK11 though, for you Rex, is that this game does give you guaranteed damage though. That wasn't present in previous games. The only unbreakable damage I could think of would be like if I launched you somehow with a fan and then hit you with multiple fans after to get unbreakable, but for the most part, everything else... Ooh, I'm sorry, I cannot see that. I'm sorry, I got a notification that I couldn't see. I apologize. I will definitely check it later and thank whatever the notification was. But kind of going back to it really quick. Yeah, so you can really get unbreakable damage back in MKX, MK9 because the breaker could break out of any strike as long as it wasn't a projectile. In this game, you can get unbreakable damage. If you leave them standing, they can't break away. So that is one thing that I definitely like about MK11 is that like there are certain situations where you can just take your damage and your opponent can't do anything about it. But then you've got breakaway punishes. So there it's a bunch of some things I like, some things I don't like, which is why I've always stood in the middle. I do think MK11 is probably one of the more balanced MKs.
I would say balanced as far as damage and I guess I would just say just damage because that's the only thing I see that is balanced. Other than that, I think the wake up system is very unbalanced and some characters, but that's always going to be a thing in fighting games. Some characters are going to be stronger than the other.
Yeah.
I don't think there's ever going to be a truly balanced fighting game to where every character is, okay fighting this one, okay fighting that one. You're always going to have your bad matchups and, stuff like that.
Which is why actually that kind of, I was going to ask you one question, but I actually want to ask you this question now. So that's actually why, so I've been hearing a lot from a lot of players, casuals mostly, they say they don't like zoning. That's actually a good kind of point that you bring up, that matchups sometimes are going to be bad for certain characters. What would you have to say about let's say I had a zoner that beats this guy because this guy can't get in because he doesn't have a teleport. You're fine with that, right? You'd be fine with like a matchup being bad because someone gets zoned out, right?
Of course, you know, that's just natural when it comes to competitive. You're going to use your character's resources, you're going to use your character's abilities, you're going to use everything that that character has, and most of the time, you know, it's zoning or whatever your character's special is. Like RoboCop, that character is not going to be in your face. He's going to want you away from him. I think he's terrible in your face, actually. He's very stubby and doesn't have a real you know, combo starters or nothing like that. So his game is mainly keeping you out, zoning you out, getting you frustrated, making you do dumb stuff. And that's another, you know, that's one example. And another example probably be like Shang Tsung or somebody like that.
Yeah. Oh, he does that to me all the time. Combat League, people choose Shang, I insta die because like I get so impatient. So yeah.
And that's what they're, you know, those characters are supposed to do. They're supposed to frustrate you, you know. That's what zoning is mainly doing. It's frustrating the opponent to make terrible decisions so that way the other opponent can capitalize on it.
Yeah.
Keeping you out, frustrating you, and stuff like that. That's what zoning is. It's a natural part of fighting games, I believe.
Yeah, it's the yin and yang, I like to call it, the philosophy of yin and yang. Like there's going to be things that don't work out for certain characters and there's going to be things that work out for other characters. It's just like how like we could bring this in an abstract level to like Siege. You know, Siege, certain operators counter other operators, and that's an FPS. That's not a fighting game at all, you know? So that's just how games function, and to have every character equal with every character, there's always going to be a bottom tier character, you know? There's always going to be a character that got matchups that don't work.
There's always going to be counterplay.
Yeah, exactly.
This is life in general. I agree with that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that actually kind of goes back to a little bit of Jade. So Jade has always been kind of the big counter picker, you know, because she's got glow. What do you think, where do you think Jade stands right now? Like where would you put Jade?
Top 10.
Top 10.
Is that before customs or after?
Before. Top 10.
Really?
Yes.
So what did you use before customs?
I would usually go back and forth between, what is that variation name? Her zoning variation, the one with the air glaives, and then
Defender?
and then the one with the nitro kick.
Not on Jaded.
Yes, Jaded.
Okay. I was sounding the same way.
Yeah, but I believe she was top 10 still, because she had a lot of tools that negated a lot of the top tiers, you know, options like Cetrion, Jackie,
Joker,
Liu Kang, even Joker. She had a lot of tools that helped negate those characters, you know, problems or, you know, moves and stuff. Like Jackie's down 2 was good against Jackie. Jade's down 2 was good against Jackie. Sorry. And,
I mean, she does the best down 2 in the game.
yeah, I would totally agree with that. She does. Has good range and is pretty fast, actually.
Yeah, really is.
What about Xiao's? Just kind of throwing that out there. Xiao's kind of even with his down 2, or no? You would say hers is better?
Yeah, you know what? I would put Xiao right there with Jade.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely. They have really good down 2s.
There's the
Xiao has
the down 2s we should have had.
Yeah. Besides her tools, like, why else do you think she's top 10? Because I feel she is nothing without dodging shadows, which is going purple, and her air razor rings for the plus rings. But you know, they do a lot of chip, to keep people away, but you have a teleporting character, you know she's in trouble. So
Yeah,
why
well,
would you still put her up top 10?
Her ability to control the screen with her back two, her down four, and her down two. You know, down four is a excellent check in the neutral. It's her main tool for playing footsies and getting in, setting up certain stuff. You know, you hit it down two, and maybe you could do a dash because you have hit advantage and do a back two, and that could catch opponents trying to press a button or something. You know, whenever I play against Liu Kang's, that's the most used move that I go to is a down four. Down four is what I use against Liu Kang's. I will I will overwork that move, frustrate Liu Kang's, make them jump because they're tired of getting hit by that low, and down to them, punish them, or even flawless block them. Flawless block jumping ins.
Yeah,
Okay.
the thing about Jade that I noticed kind of just now, with you pointing it out, Killstreak. I'm not a Jade player, but just kind of what I noticed is that the only thing she's really missing is damage. I just realized
if
that.
she had damage, if Jade had a good mid launcher that would give her some damage, you know, not the back. I think it's a 4-2. The 4-2 is just it's
Too slow.
slow. You can react to that. You can react to that. You could catch some people off guard sometimes, but most of the time, from what I've seen, like offline, people were reacting to that.
Okay.
But yeah, I feel like if she had, I think she had a launcher in the beta. I think it was her twirl she did. What is that move called? It
Two,
replaces
1, 2.
Delia. It's a back forward two.
Okay.
Delia's dance replaces it.
I'm missing during beta then. I know what you're talking about.
It was a combo
forgot.
launcher though.
Yeah, it was a combo launcher, and I think you were able to. I think you were able to combo.
Oh,
mid-screen.
butterfly.
Yeah, the butterfly. I think you were able to combo mid screen as well. But yeah, that's what she's lacking is damage.
Okay.
I feel like if she got the damage, if she was pumping out 28 to 30 every combo for 1 bar a meter, she would be busted.
I think she needs 1 bar a minute to get over 200 points of damage.
Yeah,
I don't
and
think so. It's pretty pathetic.
yeah, she doesn't get very good damage, but it does set her up for mix ups and more pressure because she gets restands.
Yeah, that's kind of I think that's what made Delia so good. Or Delia, whatever the hell it's called. But I think that's what made it so good is like now you guys have something to work with, because before it kind of seemed like you just weren't getting enough damage, but now it seems like with the 11 frame mid, with the down 4 good poke, with the is it back 2? Right, back 2?
Wiggle stick, yeah.
Yeah, with that, with the glow for counter zoning, or anti zoning, like you just have like all you don't have like a complete kit because you don't have like a lot of damage, but you have like something to work with. It's like almost complete, or at least that's what it seems like to me. Just kind of looking at some of Jade's moves. So,
Yeah.
So what would you say her do you think she loses? I feel like Jade 5-5 is everything. Does she really lose to anything?
I believe she loses to a couple people. I think she loses against Sindel. I think Sindel outranges Jade.
Okay.
Yeah, splitting hairs, yep.
Yeah. I think Shang Tsung gives Jade a hard time.
Corpse drop.
A good one.
Yeah.
Okay,
and this one you guys might call me crazy for, but I think Jax.
Oh,
Jax
yes, I agree 100%.
Jax gives Jade a very difficult time because he gets in there and it's tough for her to get out of it.
Oh, and she
He's
doesn't do
always
that
been my
much
toughest
damage either,
opponent.
does she? So it's like not a good contender. contend.
Yeah.
Not a good matchup.
Yeah, though, but those are the three that I could think of.
You don't agree with having Frost in that lineup?
Oh, that's one character I did overlook. Yeah, Frost. She beats out Jade's down four. So if you're trying to like I said, Jade's down four is like one of her tools she uses as footsies, and to get in, Jade Frost kind of negates that because her down four is a little bit longer and it gives as much hit advantage as Jade's would, setting up Frost to do her thing, going with the back two or back one.
Okay. What about
and on top of that,
sorry.
sorry to cut you off again, and on top of that she has that one bomb. I think it's a high she shoots, and it negates it. It totally ignores. Yeah, it totally ignores her glow up.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. The one that splats you.
Yeah.
I forgot about that one.
Pretty much anything that can touch Jade during dodging shadows, that opponent's pretty powerful. Besides Jax, Jax is just another beast. But like, I agree with everything you said, man. Shang, Frost, Sindel, just beast out there.
I'm gonna throw out one that might surprise you guys. What about Scarlet? Cause she's got the tongue.
Not so much.
Not so much.
I'm gonna say no because of Air Glaive. If you have Air Glaive equipped if you're fighting a Scarlet, you can punish a Scarlet throwing out the tongue by jumping over it and throwing the glaive.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't think about that.
I will add
it
to
allows Jade to be airborne,
Yeah, and I'm gonna add to the whole Scarlet thing is that I've only found one person KO with a good Scarlet who can totally keep me away, but they're like probably the best. Like it really takes a good Scarlet to really keep Jade away, and the reason why that person was so successful is that her little tongue, blood tongue, whatever.
Yeah.
You can't basically block it, go dodging shadows. They can hit you again, so you have to play another mind game. Because with corpse drop, you can either drop the corpse, you can either say I'm gonna run towards them or I'm gonna go purple. Just a little bit of gap to go dodging shadows to dodge his other fireballs. Yeah. With Scarlet, she can keep spamming that tongue and you will get hit every time you try to go purple. So it depends on how good the Scarlet player is to give Jade a hard time. But I've rarely found a good Scarlet to do that.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like corpse drop would be harder to deal with based off the idea that you couldn't air glaive it because you'd get hit by the corpse drop as it fell.
And that's why, and that's why that matchup I think is tough for Jade. If you have air glaive, Shang Tsung could shut you down with the corpse drop. Sorry, can't talk.
And the projectile parry.
If you have that equipped, she can't throw anything out. She'll get parried, and then she can't glow up because the corpse drop goes through that. On top of that, if your Shang Tsung player knows how to play Jade, he's gonna steal that soul and punish you.
Exactly.
So I believe Shang Tsung has a lot of counterplay towards Jade.
Okay. You heard it here. You know what to pick against Kill. No, I'm just messing with you. I'm sure you have. Actually, I meant to ask you about that because what are the other characters? I know you play more than Jade, but I can't remember some of them off the top of my head. You're gonna have to give me some.
Man, I play a lot of people actually.
Oh, okay.
As far as tournament, I would say, I used to have a good Shang Tsung. I stopped playing completely though. He was one of my characters I would use in tournament.
Okay.
I would go to this local here in Southern California, and I've won a couple tournaments using Shang Tsung.
Okay.
Shang Tsung used to be one of my characters I would use in tournament. I'm going to talk about my in tournament characters I would use that I feel comfortable using.
Okay.
I would use Shang Tsung. Now I think I would be comfortable with using Terminator.
Okay. Teleport.
And oh yeah, definitely. And and possibly even Cetrion.
Oh, Cetrion gang.
Yeah, those are the three characters. If I was having a bad matchup for Jade, or I was having difficulties, I would switch.
Okay. But
But as far as like casually, I play a lot of people. I play all those characters, and I play RoboCop. I play Spawn, Joker, Sub Zero, Shiva. Let's see who. Nightwolf. Let me see. Pull up the character list now.
yeah, Rex, by the way, this wasn't very common in the other games. You maybe picked
No.
two or
Yeah,
three
you
characters, and that was, I think Sonic Fox was like one of the few players that did that, like played multiple different characters, but
Yeah.
it just was not common.
Yeah, okay. So let me go down this list one more time. So I played, and this is for like all around casually in tournament stuff. I would play Jade. I play Jade, Shiva, Rain, Cetrion, Terminator, RoboCop, Kano, Noob Saibot, Joker, Shang Tsung, Shao Kahn, Nightwolf, Spawn,
Oh my gosh.
and Sub-Zero.
Dude.
I tried learning.
Oh,
I'm
man.
trying to learn Kung Lao. I want to learn Kodokan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's not very difficult to pick up a character in this game at all because they don't have outrageous combos.
Yeah, that's true. It really doesn't take that long. Like some of the harder combos and some of the characters I was doing, just to kind of showcase some of the combos on my TikTok. And I'm just gonna tell you right now, like these combos are a joke compared to all the previous games. I don't necessarily think that's. I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing, just because that means that you can learn neutral. You can focus more on neutral. But I do understand what, people saying, oh, I missed the the flashy combos or the difficult combos that I had to spend time learning how to do. So
Yeah.
I see both points, but yeah. I did have kind of just one more small question for you, before we can kind of just talk about whatever. It was, so most people, this is a Combat League thing I've noticed all the time. People always pick Jade as a counter pick. And it's usually, I think it's because of zoning. I think, because I'll play Katana and I'll use, because no one wants to flawless block it, I'll use the Melina Sai and the low fan, and people just don't want to block. They just want to get in. And I always get Jades as counter picks, which, by the way, I think that particular matchup might be a little bit even, just because I can teleport if I read you. But anyway, what do you have to say about that? Like, everyone always picks Jade as a counter pick. Do you think using Jade as like a pocket counter pick is even worth doing? Like, I just feel like you'd get more if you either just played the character or you just learned how to deal with zoning.
I guess it would just depend on, like you said, like Katana. It would depend on the matchup. I do believe, Jade is a very good pocket character to have. She covers a lot of, matchups. Against Katana, yeah, I would totally go Jade. I'll go Jade against Katana. I'll go Jade all the way, to be honest. Like I will make, if it's a terrible matchup, I will try my hardest to make it work.
Okay.
But that's because, like I'm, kind of a specialist.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I know my character better than
more comfortable
than anybody. Yeah, I'm more comfortable with my character than anybody else, but
Okay.
I can't say that I've ran into that problem in Combat League where I get counterpicked with Jade. Um, I don't really I don't think I've ever really encountered that. Most of the times people just stick it out.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I get it all the time, man. I get counterpicked by Jade and Shang Tsung. Those are usually the two big ones that always counterpick me. Shang Tsung is kind of a problem because both of my characters lose to Shang, Katana and Melina. I actually think Melina does better against Jade than Katana does. I know it sounds really weird, but her down 3 gets under a lot of Jade's stuff. Except for like Jade's down 4, I guess, but you could just block that.
Yeah.
But yeah. You okay, so you know about the down, like the down 3 gets under back 2 and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so like I think Melina does better in that matchup, but yeah, I always get counterpicked by Jade. It's the first thing that I see every time. Someone doesn't want to get zoned, so it was just something I figured I'd ask because I used to just play bad matchups with Katana. Now that I have more characters, I don't do it nearly as much as I used to, but knowing now that sometimes it might just be better to play your character,
Oh yeah, most definitely, because your guns is what got you to a certain point. Why give up on them then?
Exactly. And I'm sure
yeah. And that's how I felt in one of Nexus's tournaments when I played against. He was a phenomenal Jade. I think his name is Ballpark Booch.
Oh
yeah, he's a phenomenal Jade, and it was going back and forth, but he would always just edge me out at the end of the match. I wanted to counterpick so bad, but at that point, I just said to myself, I'd rather go out on my Jade than anything else. Now next time if I run into him, I'm definitely gonna counterpick. Yeah, he's a very good Jade. Shout out to Ballpark Booch. He's really good Jade. Yeah, he really he opened my eyes a little bit to some of the stuff Jade can get away with, and yeah, it's amazing. Shout out Ballpark Booch.
Yeah, I've got to play him again, honestly. He was playing a little bit of Katana before I stopped seeing him on Combat League, but yeah, he's also a pretty good pretty good Katana player. Counterpicking is just a part of fighting games. I figured that's why they have a roster. Yeah, Cyclops, I would say that too. It is part. So when I first kind of had my journey into the competitive fighting scene, just really quick, I didn't counterpick and I didn't want to learn other characters. I wanted to kind of push my way through. The only reason I do that now, to be honest with you, is that I might be more comfortable with that character. That's literally it. Like, if I had the choice, okay, so if I was playing against a character and I knew that my other character that I know how to play does just better, and I feel comfortable playing that character, I would do it. But if I don't feel like I'm comfortable enough, I'll just stick with the character I'm playing currently. Because nowadays, like, I just realized, like, it's just better to have more characters in your pocket. The only advantage to being a character specialist is that you might have put more time into your character, but having more characters, not only does that help you with dealing with bad matchups, but it also helps you with dealing with that character's matchup itself. So like, because you know what that character does, so you kind of know how to counter it. So like, if I played, I don't know, Cabal, I know how to counter Cabal because I played Cabal, So yeah, counterpicking, I don't think it's that big of a deal. What gets me is when people counterpick as soon as I select my character on the select screen, though. Because they have no idea how I'm going to play the character. They just know, oh, Katana zones, Jade. Like, they don't... And what I mean by, like, knowing that they're counterpicking me, they'll click on, like, Johnny, and then they'll see I clicked on Katana, and then they'll move to Jade. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool, I see. So that's how we're playing this. All right. Oh, man.
I feel you. But none of that, counter picking stuff never bothered me. Like even when I play against a Shang Tsung, I just hit the lab and learn the matchup because there are ways to beat him. Like if you play against a Shang Tsung with the up skulls, like you have to just have your flawless blocks down.
Yeah.
Because if you have your flawless blocks down, you're gonna make that Shang Tsung afraid to do the up skull, which allows you to play a little bit more of your game.
Yeah.
Because
Exactly.
then that's when you can start, playing your footsies with the down four, stuff like that. Because Shang Tsung's footsies are his up skulls.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and you're able to kind of because like the lab, the thing that I like about the lab is it kind of teaches you that once you start punishing certain things, your opponent's gonna play differently. I think that's what I like about labbing things because if you just let him get away with upskulls and you don't follow us, then he's just gonna keep upskulling you. You're gonna have to deal with it more. But once you let him know, hey, dude, I can flawless block this and punish you, man. Stop. Then he's gonna be conditioned to stop doing it as much.
Yes, most definitely. Most definitely. And that's what happens usually half the time is you start flawless blocking a character's move that they're counting on. And that's when you put them in, a state of panic and as a player you take advantage of that. They can't use their move. What am I gonna do? They start jumping.
Yeah.
They start down twoing. They start trying to mash pokes. You want to take advantage of that.
Yeah.
Let them whiff their pokes. Let them whiff their down twos. Let them jump in on you, anti-air with your down two or flawless block or something.
Yeah. Yeah, that's also another thing that I liked about Rewind Session is he would keep doing the same thing to see if I could counter it, because that's what your opponent does. Like I was thinking about it, I was like, why is he doing that? I was like, wait, he's just like he's speeding up the process. Because when you're playing against your opponent might mix things in, but they're gonna have a pattern that you might not counter. So he's just going straight to the pattern to see if you can counter it. So
and that's in most cases that's what helps steer you towards a victory. Like for a Jade player, if I want to test somebody's flawless blocks, I'm gonna just let the back three combo rock every time. I'm gonna test you, see if you know how to block that. If you can't block that, guess what? I'm doing that the whole entire match. I'm gonna check you. I'm gonna back to you. I'm gonna do everything. You can't do nothing because you don't know the matchup.
Yeah, exactly.
And then if I see you start flawless blocking, that's when I start throwing in Delia's dance. That's when I start staggering.
Yeah.
It's a whole mind game. You want to test somebody and then see where they're at, see where their knowledge is at.
Yeah.
How am I gonna play against this person? Am I gonna play stupid? Am I gonna play smart?
That's how I'm gonna start saying it like that. All right, is it time to play stupid or is it time to play smart? Let's see. Depends on you, player.
Yeah. Honestly,
Well,
and that's
the problem with this game. I
for
believe.
lack of a better term, that's what it is.
You go to Comic League, whatever, like I mentioned before, like you can find 10 games with just scrubs and you just play so brain dead against these characters because one, they don't know the matchup or they don't have good RS fundamentals, and then you find out one good player who knows all your gaps, knows how to check in, and all of a sudden you got like, oh, I need to rewire my fingers to do the right thing, or you break bad habits you have for the past 10 games because you just beating people who are on easy mode per se. But yeah, that's a good point.
And I love that. I love running into the player that knows my gaps, knows what to do against this character, because then that elevates me. That makes me turn on my big brain. That's when it's like, okay, let's see what you really got. You know how to shut down these gaps. Let me see if you know how to really shut me down, though. Can you shut me as a player down? You could shut the character down, but can you shut my footsies? Can you shut down my mind games?
Yeah.
You can know how to play against a character, but after you beating the character, you have to beat the player.
Yeah. Yeah, that's where it gets really fun. Is when it's player versus player, not the character is kind of just an extension of your mind in a sense.
Yeah.
I love that too. Actually, Nexus and I have talked about that for the same reason. Like, it's just different when you play certain players because some players let you get away. Like, man, oh my gosh, the giveaway for me is Katana's back 131 because that thing is like it's an auto footsie string. Like when I do it, it sets up my back 2, it sets up my dash forward 1-2, it sets up my fan toss. And if people just let me get away with it, it's like, okay, cool, you're not gonna flawless block it. All right, I guess I get free footsies the whole game, you know.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's like something I think about all the time too. I'm wondering if Scarlet players feel the same way though, because they have gaps everywhere.
I'm pretty sure they do. You know, I see a lot of good Scarlets. A lot of good Scarlets stagger. A lot of good Scarlets would in their flawless blockable strings they would do the parry,
Yeah.
and you know that just opens up another dimension of the mind game. You know, oh, like, oh shit, do I really want to flawless block this because he might parry me? You know, that's when Scarlets can kind of open up their game. And you know, staggers and the parries I feel like is what Scarlet's upfront game is when she's in your face. I don't think Scarlet's should be in your face, but if they ever are, you know, that's their mindset. A good solid Scarlet's mindset should be that staggering and parry.
Okay. Yeah, I've always wanted to play Scarlet, but I can't do so many flawless blockable strings, unfortunately. Delia's dance and flawless block gaps feel like getting shot in the foot for trying to play good. That's the mind game though, isn't it? I mean,
Yeah, it is a mind game. It's her way of a mix up. You know, the mix up is, am I gonna let that flawless block rip or am I gonna cover it? You know?
yeah. And you could always
And-
block it. I mean, no one's asking you to flawless block. You could always just block it.
Yeah, you could just hold block and try and wait for your turn. In most cases, the worst that can happen is that you get hit with plus frames and you have to eat or block a down 4.
Yeah. Yeah.
It just depends on what you can do afterwards. I know for a lot of players it's difficult.
Give up the +4 over my dead body. So Cyclops, I'm kind of learning that in certain situations you just hold the plus frames. Fuck it. Like, okay, they throw me. I get the wake up system. Thank you for the wake up system. 13, I'll trade that 13% for the wake up system, please. You know, like that's sometimes how it feels. Like I'll just take cuz you know, I've also been listening to Foxy a lot. He says, hey, dude, yeah, just take the throw. Like it's just, you know, if you feel
that's
like
what I've learned to do. I would take the throw. I'll take it or I will try and tech it, you know, but I'm going to hold on to my block button. I'd rather take a throw than get opened up into a restand or something else. Depending on which character you're playing. Like if it's a Jackie, then yeah, best believe I'm going to hold that block button.
yeah.
Give me the throw. Give me the fucking throw.
Yeah, reset. You just kind of reset yourself that way. Yeah, if they spam can get bad, but usually you just hold block. The Jade does down 3. You block it and take your turn.
Yeah. And then, you know, and that's another layer to plus frames too. Flawless blocking is a great mechanic for playing defense, because if you are on offense to get that plus frame, if you got your flawless blocks down, you can take your turn back and make them, you know, punish them for thinking they get their turn back.
Oh yeah, you could fall. Yeah, actually, Cyclops is the one who taught me that. You can flawless block after Kano's forward 1.
Yeah, you that's a thing. You know, a lot of like competitive a lot of the more high-skilled competitive players try to do, is flawless block the plus frame after.
Yeah.
Follow up after the plus frame, the down one or either the or whatever it is they try and throw out.
Yeah, you can also flawless block delay wake up.
Oh,
I never
I've seen
thought about that. I was like, what? That's a smart idea.
Yeah.
It's like a free wake up, a free up 3 or up 2 on delay wake up. It's like you're getting up 3 up 2, but you're just getting it later in your wake up system. Only real crackhead players do flawless block when opponent has plus frames.
Damn. Crackhead.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it. So Rex, kind of going back to you a little bit. Oh, Rex, you there?
I'm here.
Oh, okay. Did you have any questions for Killstreak or any kind of statements on like the Delia's dance or Delia's dance?
Yeah, 2 questions. One, what got you into Mortal Kombat games especially? And the second question, so the answer to that one is, why did you choose Jay as your main in MK11?
What got me into Mortal Kombat would have to be my sisters. You know, growing up, we had a PlayStation, and they would always play Mortal Kombat, and they would just kick my ass on there. And ever since then, you know, I've been in love with the game. I think we played MK Trilogy on the PlayStation, and that's really what got me into Mortal Kombat. I just loved playing. I would love playing against my sisters. I always wanted to like beat them. After, you know, I finally got older and was actually, you know, able to beat them, you know, I was like, okay, now I want to try and beat some other people. You know, I want to test how good I really am. Let me go ahead and continue this Mortal Kombat journey. And then so I would go and play. I would go to arcades and play. Wasn't really that good at like the old school games. I would always get my ass kicked by like a lot of the older generation, because those guys are ridiculous. Holy shit. They would touch you and you would get hit into infinite. It's crazy. MK3 like and MK2 were just ridiculous. Holy shit. Yeah, and yeah, just growing up, I was always competitive, and my sisters really, you know, accelerated my love for Mortal Kombat, and I just, you know, just loved the game. And
No, that's totally weird. Here that you got love of a video game from a sister. That's like foreign.
Oh yeah.
to me.
Yeah, I grew up in a house full of females, and they're the ones that have got me into video games. I've grown up playing with them, playing with me, playing like Halo and Mortal Kombat. You know, we would play like Crash Bandicoot, take turns playing Spyro, all that stuff. You know, I owe my sisters a lot. They were the brothers I never had.
Damn, that's pretty good though. I would never thought that, you know, a house full of women got a boy into video games. You would think it'd be automatic for the boy, but you know, hey, what works, you know.
Yeah, I do owe them a lot. They're amazing. They pretty much raised me to be the man that I am today.
Mortal Kombat of all games too.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Could have been like a casual game like Mario or something. No, we'll go straight to Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, like I would literally sit there and watch my sister play Mortal Kombat Mythology Sub-Zero and watch her beat the fucking game. I would just be all into it, like, yeah, kick his ass.
Oh, that's cute. Big sis going through.
Yeah, like I would try and play and be like, damn, I can't beat this level, sis. Can you come beat it for me? You know?
That's cute.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was an awesome time.
Actually,
Appreciate them a lot.
I just realized, Rex, have I ever asked you why you started with Jade?
No.
I don't think I've ever asked
I'll
you
answer
that.
after his.
Okay.
After the answer.
Oh yeah, we haven't gotten to that yet for Killstreak, so.
Yeah.
How did you?
So why'd you pick Jade?
Yeah, there you go.
What got me into playing Jade? Well, you know, growing up, I've always enjoyed playing female characters. Like from GTA to the Outer Scrolls to even Halo, when they let you pick, you know, a female character, I always built my characters around a female base, you know, and you know, I have my sisters to thank for that. So, you know, naturally in Mortal Kombat, I'm gonna go try and find a female character that I like. You know, although Jade is not my favorite character in the Mortal Kombat franchise. Um, Sub-Zero actually is my favorite character in the Mortal Kombat franchise, and I'll get to why I don't play him later. But you know, I chose Jade because I thought she was unique from all the other female characters. You know, everybody loves Katana, everybody loves Melina, and I felt like Jade, you know, nobody really liked her, and even still to this day, she's not a very sought out female character. You know, a lot of people give her a hard time, or like erase this character, erase the moves,
Step
erase all
Jade,
that.
everywhere you go. Step
Yeah,
Jade.
yeah.
Jade
basically,
gets
you know,
fatals.
Jade gets- yeah, yeah. You know, and
It's
I
okay,
thought,
Sub
you
gets
know, her-
fatals too.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, you're all good. Yeah, and I thought her moveset is awesome. You know, the ability to phase through objects. She has projectiles, the glaives, and she has a fucking purple staff. Like that shit looked like a lightsaber, and I was like, oh hell yeah, I want me a purple fucking lightsaber. You know, like that shit is dope. So, and not to mention, she's probably the best looking character.
Yeah, realistically, yeah. You know,
Scarlet.
it's a fight between her and Cinderella.
Scarlet.
But, yeah, that's another discussion, another podcast.
Yeah, since MK trilogy, you know, if I saw Jade, I would play her. But it wasn't until MK11, you know, until I mained Jade. I started maining her in MK11. So since I can remember, my main has always been Sub-Zero. You know, I've always liked my characters to have the ability or tool set to control an area of play like the corner. Now, the first time I touched Jade in MK11, you know, it was in the beta. I loved the way she felt. She would really control space well. If needed, and if needed to be, she could become Rushdown. So, you know, when the full version of MK11 released, I went to Sub-Zero and I tried to play a Sub-Zero, but it didn't feel like Sub-Zero. You know, without Ice Clone, it just, you know, it just didn't feel right. And I felt like, you know, the command that Sub-Zero had in previous versions of the game wasn't there. So I fell back into Jade, and ever since then, I've been in love, and I've been running with her since the start of the game.
Okay. So Sub-Zero doesn't feel the same. Are you like another MK Tom Brady?
I actually, you know, growing up and when I first started dwelling into the competitive scene, he was one of the people that I admired, one of the Sub-Zero players that I admired the most. You know, his command over Sub-Zero and the screen and the Ice Clone, the way he used it was incredible. But I feel like, you know, this version of Sub-Zero and MK11 isn't the version that I'm used to compared to MK9 and MKX, and even, you know, and all the other versions like Deception, MK Trilogy, all those. I just don't feel like it's Sub-Zero.
You know, I can totally attest to that. As a casual gamer, I played all the Mortal Kombats, whatever. Never competitive until now. And just missing the Ice Clone from Sub-Zero, I just don't know who this guy is anymore. You know?
Yeah, this Ice Clone was one of his moves that made him who he was, but hey, he has slide, so I guess there's some Sub-Zero left in there, you know?
Yeah.
Because when the game first came out, and they didn't have, I don't think they had variations, did they? Or did they have two?
Just two.
It was two variations, and one of his variations didn't have the slide, and I was like, what the fuck is this? Am I playing fucking Mortal Kombat Deception again? Like, what is this? You know, like, because he didn't have the slide, he had the shoulder. And the other variation of Sub-Zero just felt weird, you know, like I don't know what the hell they were doing with that other variation with, you know, the icicles and that ice wall. I don't even know the point of the fucking ice wall is. Why are you giving him a projectile like that? Just leave him with the ice ball. I don't see the point of that fucking projectile. It's so stupid.
Yeah, the reason they removed the ice clone, from what I understand, is it's the most neutral braking tool in the game in all of MK, so they didn't want like something that stopped the like slowed down the neutral or prevented like if you look at some of the, or from what I understand, I might be wrong, but from what I understand, like if you look at some of the moves that have been banned, they all kind of slow down that, like they bring the pace much slower. Like if you look at like Scarlet's Blood Clot move and Sub-Zero's Ice Puddle move, like it just slows down the game, and to me it seems like they don't want that. Like they've sped up the game by making you wake up faster with the 4 frames of shaved off of knockdown. So I think that's why like the ice clone is just completely gone from this game. But you're right, like Sub-Zero does not feel like sub at all, like an it's so weird, like he's like offensive, like it's so it's like not Sub-Zero.
He was, you know, in the other variation he was just more about controlling the screen, and you know, you moved when he wanted you to move, and in this one it's like he's a mix-up machine, and I'm not used to that.
Yeah, it's just so weird.
I'm really not used to that, you know. It's different, it's very, very different. So I haven't really touched Sub-Zero. I play him casually now, but you know, I wouldn't probably never whip him out in tournament.
Who do you think
He's
replaced
broken.
that?
You should do it.
Who do you
And also to go back on, like, you know, you saying that they're trying to remove neutral breaking things. That's funny because fucking Jackie exists.
Yeah.
And you know, she's playing a totally different game.
Yeah, I guess I'm a little bit off there. So I meant like things that like slow the game down that break neutral, I guess. Like things that stop you from being able to come in and do, because the thing that I've noticed is that all the defensive kind of, you know, you stay away from there, or you stay away from me, get away from me, I've got this defensive tool that stops you from coming in. That's kind of like been removed. Like now it's all like Jackie can like leap at you, and even Cetrion, like Cetrion's known for zoning, but the thing is the reason why Cetrion zones well is because she can get in on you. So if you try to zone her back, she's like in your face. So it seems like all those things. And then you look at Scarlet, like Scarlet's supposed to be a keep away character, but she's one of the worst characters in the game. So like it just seems like that's what they've done. Like they've removed a lot of those things that break neutral, but they're kind of like, you can't touch me, you know, I'm gonna control the pace. And now the things that break neutral are like things that are just you get in immediately, pretty much. Outside of maybe Garrus, I think Garrus is an exception. I think. Don't quote me on it.
He's kind of sus. He's sus too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. 100%. 100%.
Yeah.
So, Rex, kind of going back to you. So, I've never really asked you about the Jade. Why Jade? Why not Katana? Why not? Well, I guess Melina wasn't out yet, but.
So I have to go back to Mortal Kombat 3. So I only played Nightwolf and Liu Kang back in Mortal Kombat 3. I didn't like Nightwolf. He was different. You know, with the axe and the, you know, the pretty much the shoulder tackle, whatever. And then, you know, never played again Cabello. So I just always played Nightwolf anytime I can find him, or Liu Kang, and never really touched Jade. And I think Mortal Kombat 9, when they revamped the story or whatever, you know, I played both Nightwolf and Jade a little bit, but you know, Jade was never my main back then. It was still Nightwolf. And then MKX came along, and this is when like I really got kind of like I became an adult. I was in college. Well, no, I was actually out of college. I can afford money, so I can, you know, I really have more time to do what I want. I live at home, and you know, freaking Jade was missing, and I didn't play Nightwolf. Wasn't MKX, was he? I don't remember playing Nightwolf at all. I actually made Melina. All right, I love Melina in MKX, but she wasn't in MK11. And so here we go, MK11. Like holy crap, this game looks amazing, and there's no Melina. And I was like, crap. Never been a fan of Katana. So I just picked up Jade because I liked her from the MK9 whatever. So okay, let me pick up Jade because I couldn't find Melina because I really enjoyed Melina MKX as just a casual player, never competitively. And then I just stuck with Jade because I felt that if I really want to become good at this game, I need to pick one character, and I need to be good with that character against everything, against all characters, right? I know there's bad matchups, but I don't believe that one character beats another character 100% of the time. Like you just know you can win. I'll always believe that there is always a way to win. It's up to you to figure it out. So that's why I stuck with Jade. And it really helped when Jade was the only person with a run, basically with the pole vault. And also she went dodging shadows with going purple, and was something like a beast of Cetron being created in the game. So that's what made me pick Jade in the beginning. Besides how she looks, whatever, it's like she has some good tools. And I didn't realize how low her damage was. Like, you look at crushing blows from Garrus or something like that, you're like, crap, I wish Jade can do this. But then I realized, I'm winning over like 6% of my games. Like, if Jade had any more damage, she probably would be broken. So I kind of like, okay, I'll stay with Jade. She's really not. She may do low damage, but she's really not that bad. And watching videos from KC, a popular YouTuber, with Jade, I kind of got attracted to the more rush down aspect of Jade. So, you may see KILLSTREAK pop out Air Razor Rings with Delia's Dance, while I may stick with regular Jaded because that fit my playstyle. And as we discussed before, like when I first started MK11, I was that masher. Everyone hated Rex because all you did was mash. I didn't know fundamentals, but now I'm learning, and now I'm appreciating Jade more because of knowing the fundamentals. So I mean, that's why I picked Jade in MK11 and why she's my main today.
Amazing.
That's pretty awesome. Want to hear why I picked Katana?
Of course.
Hey, OPS, why'd you pick up Katana?
Because she was the first pair. Okay, this is how it started. So I was like, you know what? I play Scorpion every single fucking game that I've ever played. So I'm not going to play him this game. Like, I literally made a vow. I cannot touch Scorpion this game. I cannot play him at all. I can play him to lab him, but I can't play him in a tournament or any type of competition, combat league, nothing. Cannot touch Scorpion because I played him last 2 games. So I was like, okay, I'm not going to play Scorpion. You know what? I need to play another character that's been good for every MK game. What is a character that's usually really reliable that I could play that always shows up in every MK? And I was like, okay, Katana. Katana's been good in every single MK she's been in. Boy, was I wrong. I will never forget release day when they made her fans -1 on hit. Yes. The fans were -1 on hit.
The ones that you throw as projectile, right?
Yes.
Are you serious?
I am dead serious. They were -1 on hit. You could break her fan lift. She was dog shit.
I remember that. Yeah, she could never get a combo going because you could just break the fan lift.
Oh
Her
man.
and Raiden could never get a combo going because you could just drop out of their combo starter. And at that, I think you were able to punish it.
Oh yeah, you were. Yeah, you were. I remember Liu Kang doing combos off his fireballs. Oh my gosh, having a 9-frame forward 4. Oh, my head hurts just thinking about it, man. But yeah, boy, will I never.
It's crazy.
It was bad, dude. I will never make that mistake again by looking at previous games and thinking a character will be good. But the good news is, hey, she's my mascot now, so we're sticking with it. And I've told people countless of times, and I'll continue to tell them this. I'd have no loyalty to any character. I just play Katana because I played her the most. If I had picked up Scarlet, well, I played Scarlet for a while, and then I realized she was bad. She was worse than Katana, so I was just like, yeah, I'm out of here. She's still my favorite character, though. I like her origin story. I like the fact that she's an orphan. She's really pretty. I find her really attractive. But I have no loyalty. I will play whoever. Literally, my mascot is Katana is because she's the first character I played in this game. That's it. That's the only reason why. I have no loyalty to any character at all. I play Katana strictly because I put the most amount of hours into her. If I had put more hours into another top tier character, I would be playing that character. So don't think of me as a loyalist, please. Or a character specialist. I know a lot about Katana but it's literally just because of the time I put in. Like, I have no loyalty.
I feel that totally. That's how I felt like, going to MK11. A lot of people expected me to start off with Sub-Zero because I was supposed to be a character loyalist, but character just didn't feel right, and I wanted to win.
Yeah, yeah.
So I went with what felt right to me.
Yeah, yeah. That makes sense. Hold on, let's catch up on the chat real quick, because it's going crazy. All right, so
yeah.
Holiday was talking about Kotal. She's saying how gave Kotal a pointless redemption arc. Jade did apparently. She's talking about how MK Deception. I'm gonna kind of paraphrase because she said a lot of stuff. She's talking about how MK Deception is favorite because there's no retcon there with Jade and Sindel. She's trying to destroy a dragon god and save her best friend. Rex says, I feel like Jade could have had a bigger part in the story if they didn't give her BS lines.
I know, they just made her Kotal's little piece,
But she was so weak, really, in Aftermath. I was like, oh my god, Kotal's got broke again, and she's just so in despair. Like, what happened to the assassin?
Yeah.
What happened to her? You know what I mean? Like,
there's a lot of characters they did wrong in Aftermath.
Especially Kotal Khan, but
I feel bad for that character, man. He's supposed to be the successor of Kotal Khan, and I mean of Shao Kahn, and Kotal Khan's over here getting mopped.
Yeah. It's a meme at this point, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's a meme.
He's like, you don't impress me. Fuck out of here. Kotal Khan is bad. He's a back. He just gets shitted on. I like the concept of Kotal Khan though. I think he's a great addition to the Mortal Kombat story.
Yeah.
I just feel like they would make him, feel a little bit more like an actual Khan.
Yeah, like he looks dominating. He looks like someone that you get in a fight with. Like Katana would just get destroyed by him. That's what.
Yeah.
The power levels. That's a whole nother story for a whole nother day. But oh man, the power levels in Mortal Kombat is like.
It's like,
oh man. I know Scorpion's one of the strongest. That's the only one I know for sure, because I know he killed the dragon. He's supposed to be the one who kills the Dragon King, which we haven't seen yet, by the way. We have not seen Onaga. Where the hell is Onaga? Where is he?
I don't know. And I honestly don't think they'll make another Mortal Kombat game anytime soon, or another, I don't think they're gonna make another Justice. What I think they're gonna make after this game will probably be another crossover.
Oh, okay.
I think they're getting ready to do like a tag style.
That would be super cool.
I think they're getting ready to do that. We can already see little hints of it when you play the towers.
Okay.
And of course we got DC characters in Mortal Kombat. We got comic book. We got a whole spectrum of characters that are not Mortal Kombat in Mortal Kombat. So they're setting up for something, or they're either just appeasing to a certain crowd.
Yeah, that's gonna. Dude, that's gonna be legit, man. Like I was playing King of Fighters a few days ago, and if they have something like that, but either something like that, or like if they have like a tag system or something, that's gonna be like super sick. Like I can't wait. Like imagine having a team. Like maybe you and your friend play together or something like that, and then you play against another team. That would be legit. Like I hope they do something like that. I look forward to that.
It'll probably be I think the next game that they're gonna come out with is gonna be a tag style of some sort. It may not be Mortal Kombat, probably could be something else. Or it could be, crossover.
Yeah.
I've been thinking that, and also I think it's about time. I think we're way overdue for another campaign-driven Mortal Kombat. Story mode Mortal Kombat, like MK Mythologies and the Special Forces and Shaolin Monks. We're overdue for one, and we see they have the capability of doing it with the crypt.
Oh yeah.
They can do it, and they have all this lore that they can capitalize on. And I feel like one of these there was a mode in one of the past Mortal Kombats I feel like wasn't appreciated as much, and I felt like if they go back and like try and bring that back into a new generation of Mortal Kombat, I think it would work out pretty well. And that mode was called Conquest.
Oh.
I don't remember what Mortal Kombat it was,
Deception.
but I know I know it was a 3D era one.
Yeah, it was Deception.
Yeah, that whole concept of that was amazing. You going around learning different martial arts and going and finding characters and unlocking skins or getting coins. That stuff was awesome. And you being able to control time, meditating, I think was dope. So I feel like Mortal Kombat or NRS should maybe go back and look at that and see what elements they can pull from that to create a new game. Maybe a free, what is it called, an open world Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, that
Almost
that
like
would
an
be
RPG
awesome.
style,
Yeah, like
an RPG style.
kind of like the crypt, but have RPG elements to it, from what I'm understanding.
Mm-hmm.
That would be super. I honestly, like, the thing about Mortal Kombat that's kind of always been weird to me, and kind of listening to you, it seems like you share the same thoughts, is they have so much potential. It's crazy.
Definitely.
Like, just kind of looking at some of the ideas that they put into this game just make me think, like, you guys are almost there. You just have to put just a little bit more, I don't know, oomph to it. Yeah. And it would be
Mortal
amazing.
Kombat could be its own little Mortal Kombat could be its own little universe, like Marvel and DC. It could have its own universe, has a great story, has great lore, has lots of characters, a lot of potential. You could go a lot of ways with this. You could do character arcs. You can have, they did a character arc with Sub-Zero. Then he had his own game. They did character arcs with like Liu Kang and Kung Lao.
Yeah.
They could go a lot of ways with it, and I just hope that they realize this and get on it. I'm reading your chat right now. Holiday Inn, Lorden. I totally agree. I'm down for a Shaolin Monks remaster. Hell yes. Yeah,
that would be pretty cool. Yeah, Deception had Conquest. Armageddon had Conquest.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Armageddon didn't have the Conquest mode that was like Shaolin Monks. That was pretty dope too. See, they can do it. They can do it. They have the recipe. They have it. They can do it. I come on, NRS, get on it. We're waiting.
Yeah, I'm wondering what their kind of plans are. It seems like maybe they want to take a break or something. I don't know. Like, it just seems like with all their quiet, them being quiet, it just seems like they might want to take some time off. I have no idea. Me and Rex talked about how they might do. It would be cool if they did like DLC or something where they patch the game after every DLC, kind of like Rainbow Six Siege. Yeah. That way they can kind of take a little bit of a break because it seems like they don't want to do something big. I don't know, or maybe they are doing something big and we just don't know. I don't know.
Maybe.
Well, it's you gotta remember, like, game consoles forever evolve, and that means any project you're working on, you have to upgrade it to that current console, or stick with the current one you're working on. I feel with the release of the new consoles, it's probably added some like months to their timeline to upgrade some graphics and stuff like that, and discover new possibilities of more hardware. But to me, it will be they should follow what Siege has done. It's like not trying to release a game every like 3 years or something. Just one game, you just mod it and edit it as you go along, and that way you can add more stuff. Because to me, I don't think that we'll ever have another Shaolin Monks, because it probably takes too many resources away from the next big Injustice or NRS game. Something like Shaolin Monks should be a DLC. Like, it should be like a branch off of MK11. You know what I mean? I don't think they should dedicate a whole studio to doing Shaolin Monks, because stuff takes longer to produce now. Cinematics, you got facial copies now, face models. So I think you have to give up your dreams of getting another, Shaolin Monks or mythologies. Unless it's just a DLC and they work on it, like maybe a small project team works on it and they add it to MK11. For them to try to rebuild the whole thing from the ground up, it's just, I don't think they'll ever do that again.
Well, we'll see. They got a big studio behind them now, so we're just gonna have to see and wait what happens. They got a movie coming out, so I'm pretty sure Warner Brothers is gonna want to capitalize this and squeeze a little money out the game, So I'm expecting we're gonna see some stuff around when the movie comes out. We might see a trailer for some more characters, or maybe a new game mode, or some balances.
I think this would be a good question to end on, really. So, this new movie coming out, right? I remember when Mortal Kombat came out, the first one. I think it was probably like 6 or 7. It was awesome. I loved it, and it got me started to playing the first Mortal Kombat, actually on PC. Actually, what do you think this new Mortal Kombat do for the current generation of kids who have never seen Mortal Kombat before?
I'm hoping it would open up the avenue for more people wanting to play the game, and with more people wanting to play the game, we're gonna of course see like the competitive scene grow a little bit. So I hope that this new movie can be an some way of advertisement, or something to evolve the next steps for the esports of Mortal Kombat. Because right now, if you want to get into esports, Mortal Kombat is not the game. It just does not pay out enough for you to put in all that time, unless you're like Sonic Fox, Dragon, or like Rewind and winning the majors and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I don't think it's worth putting in the time. Even with content creation, I look around and I see Sonic Fox and I see Ninja Kill and I see how many subscribers they have compared to like a Valorant player or a Call of Duty player. It's laughable. They got millions, and Sonic Fox and Ninja Killer barely have, I want to say, like 50,000, maybe 100,000 at the most. And it shows on Twitch as well. You know, if you're one of the big live streamers on Twitch for Mortal Kombat, I think I saw the most I saw for a Mortal Kombat tournament, even for like, something that's supposed to draw in a lot of viewers, was about 5K.
Yeah.
5K people watching, compared to like
Shroud gets like 10,000.
fucking almost, yeah, like 20K or shit. I even saw him have 100K one time. I'm like, we're playing the wrong game here. So hopefully for the competitive side, this can help out the economy. This can help the growth of content creation. you know, maybe we'll feel like, putting in the time is worth it now. Not saying it isn't, because we do what we do because we love it and we enjoy the interactions and we enjoy the play that we get, But I'm just saying, hopefully this movie can bring in people that want to play and and get people competitively, get more tournaments going, more money going into it.
All right, I'm
more,
gonna
more
actually
sponsorships.
I'm gonna actually throw something out there real quick, Killstreak, because there's kind of a point you mentioned that I want everyone to kind of understand a little bit. So when we say like we love the game, I feel like there's like two sides, right? Like I feel like there's a side of you that loves like MK because you love the community and you love MK, right? And then there's another side of you where you're like, hey, like what, how can I better market myself? Like how can I, get more viewers and be more entertaining and have more fun with, my content? I don't blame people who decide that they're just better doing something else. Like they might love that thing, but maybe they're not willing to give up so much just to do that particular thing. If you kind of get what I'm saying. Like for instance, an example for me was a really good example for me was clearly, I'm not going to name any names. I'm just going to say, so I know some people who have played shooters or other people who have played shooters or played, what do you call it? Is it MMOs? It's MMOs, right? Or what,
yeah, MMOs,
what's League called?
MMO.
Okay, yeah. So I know people played MMOs, right? And then they'll come to the fighting game scene, or they'll come to the fighting game scene. Usually that's how it is, right? And they'll be like, yeah, I like MK, blah blah blah. But then they realize, well, I was playing MMOs, and like I'm good at MMOs, almost as good as I am at fighting games. Like, what's stopping me from playing MMOs and content creating from MMOs when there's just a bigger scene there? They can love MK, but maybe they just kind of understand, like, from an objective standpoint, it just makes more sense to go and do MMOs instead because the content for MK just isn't there, So I don't blame that, because it's kind of like there's two sides, right? Like you just have to decide like how much do you really really love what you do compared to the practical side of kind of marketing yourself and making yourself just a better streamer or a better content creator overall. The beautiful thing that I love about MK though is like, and we talked about this, is that the casual scene is getting bigger because they've kind of closed the skill gap. Now, we don't like that per se, but it is helping getting kind of more people into the community, and hopefully over time that'll help like grow the community, that in this movie. But yeah, anyway, sorry. That's just something I kind of want to mention because like I never really blame people that say, oh, I just want to, what, like I love MK, but I just want to do something else because I want to market myself better. I want to be a better content creator, have more competition, whatever it might be,
It's like, do whatever is gonna, put bread on your table. No, there's no hard feelings at all, because unfortunately, Mortal Kombat just isn't pulling it in. It's not pulling it in at all. It's not pulling in a lot of viewers. We barely got sponsored by G Fuel. Or Mortal Kombat's barely getting, like airtime with G Fuel.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. Oh, shoot.
Barely. Like, I think it just started not too long ago. Mortal Kombat partnered with G Fuel.
Yeah. Okay.
So you could see it a little bit, so hopefully this movie kind of accelerates that.
Yeah.
So
Well, you also got to admit the genre of fighting games is not popular with most Americans. I would assume it would change as our generation goes up and have kids. But something like Mortal Kombat, my mom's seen that for the first time. She looked disgusted. You know what I'm saying? But me, I'm over here, I'm phased, like whatever. It's just, it's just Mortal Kombat. I think it's gonna take probably our kids' generation to like really be popular. It's just, to me, it's just a generational thing.
And like overseas, like in Japan and stuff, Street Fighter and stuff and Smash are huge. Like if those are the games you want to be playing over there,
Yeah.
compared to like Valorant and stuff. Don't get me wrong, you know, Valorant them have their respective, you know, numbers and stuff, but compared to like America and Japan, the numbers for Street Fighter and Smash are you know, different. Over there it's greater compared to over here. And over here we've created our own fighting game in Mortal Kombat. And I feel like, you know, in America we like to capitalize on nostalgia a lot, and I feel like that's the only reason why Mortal Kombat is staying afloat is because of nostalgia.
And I think we can make
And-
it work, honestly. I think we need to get more people in, you know?
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, but I feel like, you know, that's why Mortal Kombat's still around is because of pure nostalgia. You can see it in the game. They have Terminator in there. They got Spawn in there. They're rebooting the Mortal Kombat movie.
Yeah, that's true. Wow, I didn't realize how deep the nostalgia was until you kind of mentioned it. That's
Yeah,
really
like
interesting.
this game is getting carried by nostalgia at the moment compared to Street Fighter and Smash. You know, those guys over there, you know, got something bigger going for them. It's not just nostalgia.
But I think Street Fighter and like Tekken is probably more international than Mortal Kombat.
Most definitely. Most definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's another thing. We're also barely touching the international shit with the Pro League. I think we just started like in MKX barely touching the international competitive scene, and even in MKX the most you got out of it was probably the EU. You know, all those EU guys was probably it, and maybe some people from Brazil and stuff like South America.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's a big scene down there.
Yeah, now MK11 you're seeing more like regions being added, which is great. You know, I love that this game is going international now. It's just a slow start, so like I'm saying, hopefully this movie propels us, pushes us forward where we need to go.
All
I
right,
agree.
so I'm gonna go ahead and call it quits. We're getting pretty close to 2 hours, but this was a great talk. We started with Delia's dance. Damn it! What the fuck is the name? Is it Delia or Delia? I
It's
hear.
Delia.
Okay, it's Delia. All right, I'm gonna
Delia.
try to remember Delia from now on. But we started with, you know, Delia's dance. We got to just the scene as a whole. I had a great conversation with you, Killstreak. It was awesome. I definitely want to have you on some other time, even if it's
Yeah,
not
thanks.
just to talk about Jade, but just other things about MK.
Yeah, thanks, man, for having me. I really appreciate the invitation.
Yeah. Oh, I definitely want you back. And Rex, thank you again as my co-host. You always ask amazing questions. So, you there, Rex?
I'm here, man.
Oh, okay. I was just making sure. Okay. Yeah, but Killstreak, keep doing what you're doing, because I see you killing it with, you know, with Jade, and killing it with, I see you also with those horror streams, so we're definitely gonna have to do a horror
Yeah.
collab sometime.
I fucking hate horror games. I play them because, you know, my friends always want to play them. Like, man, all right, what game are we playing? So like, yeah, the most recent game that we just started was Devour. Holy shit, man! That's the most I ever screamed in playing a scary game.
All right.
Like,
We gotta get
I
those
played
screws on.
fucking Resident Evil and Phasmophobia. I got my screams, but like Devour, I'm like over here fucking don't fucking touch me, you know? Like that shit is crazy. Holy shit, the most jump scares I've ever had.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to do a collab, but I'm
Yeah,
gonna
I'm
go
down, I'm
ahead.
down.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. It has to be soon too, by the way. It has to be soon, because I do horror. I do horror like every week, so We'll have to hit each other up.
I can shoot you my streaming schedule, and maybe we can collab on there.
Okay.
This upcoming weekend though, I'm not gonna be free.
Okay. We'll figure it
Most,
out.
yeah, most definitely. Because Saturday I'm gonna be doing a 12-hour charity stream for my sister, and Sunday I'm actually gonna start my own podcast slash talk show.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, hopefully I can get you on there one day, man.
Yeah, no, that would be fun. Yeah, that would be fun. Talk all things
Yeah.
katana.
Yeah, just talk on there, man. Just honestly, it's just gonna be whatever whatever comes to mind. I'll probably have some topics, but most part, I just want that show to be about having good vibes and just chilling out.
Oh, okay.
Having some good laughs. Not very formal, as to say. Like today, like I'm kind of trying to be a little bit more professional with you.
Oh, yeah, you never have to do that with me. This is a plus 18 stream. Actually, I did want to ask you, so you said you're starting a kind of a podcast on your own. What is the podcast and what time? Do you have a set, just so I can kind of let people know in the stream?
I don't have a set time, but for sure I want to aim for Sundays. I'm calling it the KILLSTREAK show.
Okay.
Yeah, it's nothing flashy, no flashy title, just the KILLSTREAK show. So Sundays on my stream is what I'm aiming for. So if you guys really want to, come in and watch, I would suggest following me on Twitter, so
Okay.
that way you can, get up to date, get updates to when I'm gonna go live and who I'm gonna have on there.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So
Yeah.
So guys, yeah, definitely check out KILLSTREAK. I'll link his Twitter. I think that might be the best thing to do. So I'll link his Twitter. And he'll also be doing a similar kind of talk show. So definitely check that out. He says it's gonna be on Sunday. I'll link his Twitter in the chat as I end the stream. And yeah, thank you again, KILLSTREAK. I had a lot of fun. And
Thank you.
yeah, I will see you guys later.
See you.
Sorry, I kind of cut them off. I apologize for that. So I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream again. I will post the Twitter in the chat really quick as I end the stream. And Princess Pro says, thank KILLSTREAK for the follow on Friday. Oh, awesome. Again, I apologize, KILLSTREAK and Rex. I kind of ended that a little bit too early, but yeah. Thank you everyone who stopped by today. Have fun playing MK11 Ultimate, and I will see you guys on Monday for Horror Monday and MK11.
I'll take all the love you